Review why Lenovo's IdeaPad S940 is the new king of the Ultrabooks. Laptop PCs are undergoing a similar transformation as smartphones, with a push towards thinner and better displays driving the latest innovations. The Lenovo Idea. After spending a few weeks with the laptop, I have a good idea of what works and what may be some sore spots of this significant challenger today. Bottom line, the IdeaPad S940 is a slick, media watching machine that won't strain your shoulder when carrying it in bag. The dazzling 4K. The IdeaPad S940 is a 14-inch premium-level Ultrabook that is also one of the lightest, slimmest, and leanest on the market. Its rivals in this, its major selling points will be the best-in-class non-touch display, which peaks at 4K with HDR, 400-500 nits of brightness, and its quad-speaker setup powered by Dolby Atmosphere. It has a Microsoft 13.9-inch U3840x2400 IPS LCD, HDR 400, 500 nit brightness. 13.9-inch FHD 1920x1080 IPS LCD, Dolby Vision HDR, 400 nit brightness. Up to 15 hours FHD or 7.5 hours UD. USB-C rapid charge. The raison d'etre for this laptop is simple, sleek design. Lenovo offers both a 16:9 full HD and a full 4K display panel option, but it's the 4K one that is going to get all the attention as it should. The 4K panel. Lenovo says the display can hit 500 nits of brightness, but we clocked it closer to 540 nits, which is exceptionally bright for a laptop. Color accuracy. The display is non-touch, however, which is a letdown. To make up for it, the 4K panel is jaw-dropping. Lenovo also used a reverse. That notch also doubles as a quick nub to open the display one-handed, making it one of the simplest but most effective innovations in years for laptop screens. Not all is good, however, and that 720p web camera is quite possibly the worst one I have used on a modern laptop. Lenovo is considered by many to be an expert in keyboards, and much of that prowess shines here. The S940 two-stage backlighting keeps the keys well illuminated, and since the keys are a dark gray, the contrast is excellent even in daylight. The trackpad is big, hitting right below the spacebar and nearly touching the bottom edge. Lenovo rightly. My one major gripe with typing on the IdeaPad S940 is a similar one found on the Dell XPS 13 and even HP Spectre series. Because these all Lenovo has finally figured how to make good sounding speakers. Starting with the if there were a category for Ultrabooks, the IdeaPad S940 would fit nicely. There are just 3. Battery life is weak due to the bright 4K display. Again, considering that this laptop is 12.2mm thin 0.48 inches, this is forgivable. Lenovo has performance from the Intel Core i7-8565U processor is on par with other laptops in this class, but still behind Huawei, which use a more aggressive thermal profile with dual fans. While the CPU, the 52WH battery is another weak spot, due again to that 500+ nit 4K display. If left at 20, heat and fan noise are as expected. A laptop. This Lenovo has proven with its new consumer laptops like one of my favorite laptops and the new IdeaPad S940 that it can create real works of PC art. The S940, all that good, though, comes at a price. If you opt for the there's also that 16:9 display, which directly affects the overall design. The IdeaPad S940 is one seriously slick machine. Lenovo was going for more pizzazz than practical with the IdeaPad S940. It's an extreme who should buy the IdeaPad S940? Students will love. Those looking for something a little larger, but also turns into a tablet with inking and a built-in stylus should check out Lenovo's ITLL. While I was disappointed with the short palm rest and battery life, I applaud Lenovo's design chops and quality of materials here. The IdeaPad S, awesome screen, great speakers, super thin. The IdeaPad S940 brings exciting technology like contoured glass, 4K HDR display, and brilliant Dolby Atmos quad sound to one of the smallest 14-inch Ultrabooks on the market. But subpar battery.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. I keep fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,